Stop condemning yourself for feeling tempted. A lot of us like to beat ourselves up because we struggle with temptation. We struggle with temptation to sin. We struggle with temptation to go back to things that do not honor God. We struggle with temptation to turn back to old habits. We struggle with temptation to think things that isn't honoring God. We just struggle and we are tempted all of the time, and we are very hard on ourselves for experiencing temptation. But I want you to understand that temptation is normal. There is not one person on this earth who does not struggle with temptation. And if we're being honest, the more that you turn your life to Christ, the more that you try to live righteous, the more that you try to do the right thing, the more that the devil is going to tempt you, the more that the devil is going to attack you, because he does not want you to do right. He does not want you to live a life that is honoring God. He does not want you to do things that bring glory to God's name. So the more that you try, the more that you become a threat to the devil, and the more he's going to attack you and tempt you to go back and do things that does not honor God. Temptation is not the problem. Those provocative thoughts coming into your head is not the problem. Those urges to steal, lie, and gossip is not the problem. Those urges to hurt people is not the problem. The problem is when you act on it. The problem is when you give into it. The problem is when you operate in it. You have to get to a place where you stop beating yourself up for feeling temptation, and you start patting yourself on the back because you had the courage, you had the strength to not give into that temptation, to not give into that urge, to not give into that thought. You overcame it. It may have tried to come on you, but you were strong enough to brush it off, and that is all that matters. So I want you to make a decision today. Are you going to continue to beat yourself up because you are having bad thoughts and bad urges to do the wrong things? Or are you going to start giving yourself a pat on the back because although you had the temptation, although the urge came into your head, you were strong enough to not act on it, and you were strong enough to overcome it? Put in the comment section what you're going to do. And if you need more tips and resources to help you on your journey, make sure that you follow me, and also check out my podcast. We're on episode 127. We discuss why you should stop condemning yourself because you felt temptation and how temptation is normal. And so if you are interested in my podcast, click the first link in my bio.